June 2nd, 2024. Yesterday, I went to my new client's apartment. Talked to the neighbor for a minute. The landlord showed up. Okay. I went back to the back staff room and sat down afterwards, and I could hear him talking outside. He said, I called you when I seen her. He's like, I wanted to meet her. He said, all those people, we know they were mean to her. Okay. He said, and we listened to that of her talking, that if any of her kids have verified anything on those tapes before they were in it with Savannah and Dave, trying to cover up attempted murder. And they planned out her death, and they knew she was being drug beat and raped and framed, and they knew everything, and they were part of it. They go to try to say they're going to verify it, they were part of it. And they helped plan out her death and this whole thing with Dave. Okay? Later on, during the day I was out, somebody said, they all know it's not funny. She has them taped all defending her. Well, so the police, honey. The police have been documenting and taping everything since 18. FBI informant. One officer at least is assigned to me every day. I had one officer years ago was laughing with someone. She's going around taping people defending her. It's funny. We're still here. And she's getting her own evidence. She's amazing. She's going around trying to take care of herself, and we're taking care of her. And he was laughing at me. Trust no man. Took that one to heart well. Oh, my neighbor Becky. What was it? February 7th, 22. We're in Giant Eagle. They're calling Mel's kids, the investigators, fucking lying dirty little bastards. Making up shit for the girlfriend. Yeah. We go outside, and some guy's talking. My car is blocked. Will did this to her. Said, look, Will did little with the case and left it on his desk. We were talking about last night. She heard all that. So did everybody else. Halbrook was here. May 20th, 24. Hampton at Broadmoor. North Canton, up on the hill. My client was in between apartments, and he was staying there, and I went up to get coffee for the manager left, and he walks. Now it's him with another guy. I heard they're doing all this for Savannah, of all things. And I told those people, if she was going to assault their women, I didn't care what happened to her. See, that was the shit he was telling Apostolic Church of Barberton the night before. Can you imagine an agent saying that? If she was going to be faking she was sick, faking she got well with that family was weaving, had nothing to do with them, and it was a medication error, and he didn't make it up for 6 months after a traffic accident I had nothing to do with. Had nothing to do with them. and they just reach into another situation of an idiot making up a lie on somebody and then trying to pull it in and get more sympathy for themselves, they're sick. 6 months after her father pulls a cheesy stunt of running a stop sign into a semi with her kid in the car. Kills them both. And had nothing to do with them. Him saying, oh, you were faking through the last 4 years. And they want sympathy. Had nothing to do with them. And it's 6 months after their tragedy. I had nothing to do with it. He's just making up shit because he thought I caught his son with Katie. So he had to discredit me and get rid of me real quick. Make up a reason to get rid of me. And they're so psychotic, we want sympathy over that. Pull it into us. It's been 6 months since my dad killed my kid, but we want to hurt her. He insulted her, so we're going to pull it into our situation. Had nothing to do with him. Took me 9 months to get well. It was documented medical malpractice, documented medication errors. They were just ripping off my insurance. It's documented. So, can you feel sorry for idiots like that? No. Classic psychopaths. Making up reasons to kill people. Now, I haven't, okay? And in 2011, I'm going to Blaylock's church. And they start making up crazy crap on me. So Dave's still going over there in 2011. I want to find out what on earth is going on. Go in, some lady said, well, I heard you got into it with Katie. I said, I've only said hi to Katie maybe twice in the mall with Dave. She started laughing and said, is that what's going on? I said, what's going on? She said, never mind. I went for a walk with Francis, okay? I said, why are all these people making up crazy stuff on me? She said, well, Mary hates you. I said, Mary? I'm thinking, I haven't seen her in 8 years. She said, you haven't seen her in 8 years. She started smiling like the Grinch that stole Christmas and laughing. Is that what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? You don't know? Know what? Never mind. And laughed and laughed and laughed. In 2010 was my 25th wedding anniversary. We went to West Virginia. I got home. My mom called me. Told me that Mary was supposed to went over to my house, verified that I took off to another state, and Dave had to follow me and bring me back. Then I ran off. He drove. We went away for our anniversary. Oh, you'll love this one. Okay, I have Dave caked. We talk about one time when I was working midnights at Walmart, stocking shelves. I came home. He starts swinging at me, punching at my head. I run out of the house. He runs out of the house. And as I'm pulling out of the driveway, he punches the car window. Okay? I called Danny. Does he have somebody in there? He's like, no, Mom, I swear it's just me. Well, Dave and I talk about that. I said, Dave, I didn't see anybody. He said, he starts laughing. Karen, there was never anybody there. I was just angry. You want to hear what Katie was telling people? She told people that I caught her and Dave in bed. Chased her around the bedroom with a knife. Chased her out of the house and down the street. If I would have caught her and Dave in bed, I would have screamed at both of them. I would have got my things. I would have left, and I would have called my kids that I caught him with another woman, and I'm divorcing him. That's what would have happened. Right between the eyes. Okay? I had this old lady at Blaylock's come up to me. I heard your husband left you. I said, he didn't leave me. She said, I heard you're in denial. I looked at her. I said, he goes to work every morning and comes home every night. He's home every night with me. He didn't leave. I heard you're in denial. I said, ma'am, he's not went anywhere. The only time he leaves is to go to work. He's home every night. I heard you're in denial. You're not accepting it. I said, look, I still even wash his clothes. I wash his underwear. I ain't washing his clothes no more if he's not there. She didn't, and I bust out laughing. It's just like so ridiculous. I was working at Wood Forest Bank. She comes up and I'm standing there talking to Dave. She's like, oh, I am so glad you came back to Karen. He looked at me. I said, oh, that was one of the lies you left me. He's like, ma'am, I've never left Karen. I said, I told you, everything they're saying is a lie. They're just making it a lie. He never went anywhere. She went, what? What? I don't care who you are in a church. You can't just run around lying like that. That's where more people were coming up to me that he left me for Katie. We're talking about it, walking into Macy's. And I'm like, Dave, are you cheating with that girl? He's like, Karen, she's pathetic. She's making up that a married man would leave his wife to go out with her for people's attention. She's making everything up. I said, Dave, are you cheating with her? He's like, and we're back at the back end of Macy's, by the purses by the back door. Katie works clear down at Ashcroft and Oak jewelry store. Can she hear us? No. He's like, Karen, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that fat, ugly heifer, as if. Well, I giggled at his mean joke, and then we dropped it. Can she hear us? No. How would she even know about that? He would have had to tell her. And it was his mean joke, and all I did is giggle. Matter of fact, I would make him walk on the other side of the kiosk so that she couldn't say we said anything. And when we were out at the mall. Now, I've not been a member of that church since 2003. It's 2018. Only visited there twice trying to find out where all this crazy crap's coming from in 2011. Where would I get their phone number? Where would I get their addresses? It'd been 15 years. I wouldn't. Where would I see them? I wouldn't. We live in an area. On Google, there's 350,000 people in Stark County. The only thing different of Stark County and like Cleveland or Columbus, we don't have skyscrapers. We're just all packed on top of each other. Small town, small town, small town, small town. We're all packed on top of each other. You don't go to someone's church. You don't have anything to do with those people. You know nothing about them. Now, we're going to put this where, when I was 5, someone had called me some names, and I went home crying 5-year-old baby tears. My dad said their only words, wipe your tears and get over it. Their only words, don't play with them, don't talk to them no more. Being 5, still baby drama. He's like, look, Karen, you either quit crying or I'll give you something to cry about. And then you're going to get grounded. You're going to sit in your room and think about why you would even cry over somebody just saying some mean words. And they're only words. No child of mine is going to act like this. and act hysterical and crying over somebody just saying some mean words. You either knock it off or I'll give you something to cry about. He had 4 daughters. He didn't like tears. Now, how many times have parents, when their kids are 5, 7, 8, come in and cry baby tears over something like that? Mine did. How many, you console them at first, they don't knock it off, you threaten to give them something to cry about, and then threaten to make them go lay down because apparently they're tired, and they're overreacting. And then if they go more hysterical, I'll really give you something to cry about, because you're acting stupid over something stupid. So could you imagine a grown-ass woman going to an FBI agent? She called me bad words. She called me bad words. So we had to have her drug beat and raped. How did his mouth not hit the floor? How did his mouth not hit the floor? To have somebody drug beat and raped because somebody said they called him bad words and almost murdered. And then was sick, didn't see him, didn't talk to him. They made the whole thing up, like everything else. They were just running around lying. That's why I call them the Pinocchio girl. Trying to feed off each other's attention. That or the pathetic Vegas, that's even more wretch. I go through 6 to 10 surgeries. Muscles all lock up the tendons and everything from being cut so many times. Okay. Put a bunch of crackpots. Falsely diagnosed, make me swell from my feet to my brain. Heart valves enlarged, many heart attacks, thyroid gets off dry, adrenal gland. I'm dying from medical malpractice. My legs are so swollen and big, the knees are popping out of place. I gained 150 pounds. Pulling turkey-based syringes of fluid out, put steroids in, and I'm dying. And they were telling me I have brain tumors, and they're causing the brain swelling with their medication. They're killing me. And it takes another doctor to tell them that they're known for doing this. They're known for making people sick, wanting to do unnecessary procedures. They use your insurance as a checking account they can just drain. They're getting kickbacks from drug companies, sharing it with their associates and friends that are known for doing this, and making people sick. Turn them in the state so they pull their license, get an attorney, sue them, get off the medication, you'll be fine. They're just purposely making you sick, ripping off their insurance. And then another doctor agrees, and it takes me 9 months of slowly getting well. In the middle of that, there's a church baseball game, and Phil takes his grandson to him. My whole family's at home. I'm almost well. Been working November of 2002. April, I'm almost well, of 2003. May 3rd, 2003. Brian had to show up. He was the lead car. A bunch of church people were late for the church baseball game. And he blows through the stop sign in front of people until somebody kills him and Tyler both. Her father killed her kid, showing off. I finished getting well in July. Been working 9 months to get well. In November of 2003, my sister Linda is married to Strange's kid Tim. Seeing him out with Katie. Well, he starts following him around. She got caught one night and shows up at church. I was following him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Be careful. Well, Strange made up that baby lie. Oh, you were faking through the last 4 or 5 years. It takes some more. I have MRI reports showing the swelling and false diagnosis of brain tumors. They had to put me on fentanyl patches to actually move through the pain. Don't get fentanyl to fakers. False diagnosis of brain tumors, blood work showing everything shut down. You can't fake this shit. I have scars everywhere. Okay? Now, did I have anything to do with the Vegas and her father killing her kid? No. Did they have anything with the 6'10" surgeries, muscles locking up, and then those crackpots that need to thank God every day? I didn't turn them into the state, and I didn't sue them. Because around 2000, doctors were committing insurance fraud, making people sick, ripping off their insurances and draining them. And people were dying. And they really started cracking down on them. So, them to reach in and wear strange like you were faking for the last 4 years. It takes a moron to fall for that. A moron. Now, did it have anything to do with the Vegas tragedy? 6 months later. No, we went to the same church. So, them reaching over and say, feel sorry for us because he insulted her. We're going to pull it back into our situation and get more pity. That's insane. My neighbor, Becky, her husband, Harry, died. And I said, if you turn it even into your situation, when Harry died, 6 months later, Amy's in a wheelchair across the street. If they said that she was faking, would you have her drug beat and raped? She said, Karen, that's insane. She had nothing to do with Harry's death. I had nothing to do with Tyler and Phil's death. And them pulling a lie somebody made up on me and wanting more attention. And it's 6 months later that I had nothing to do with them and they had nothing to do with what I went through. And that idiot just lied to cover up his son's adultery. And then pulling it in, trying to control people to feel sorry for him. And it takes a moron to feel sorry for them. A moron. An absolute moron. It's documented medical malpractice and documented medication errors. Okay? Now, you tell me where that agent told Apostolic Church of Barberton he knew I was being drug beat and raped. He didn't care. If she was going to be faking, she was thinking she got well with that family was weaving. I'm going to forgive him. Had nothing to do with them. And I wasn't faking. It was medication errors. Medical malpractice almost killed me. That minister just made that up 6 months later. Had nothing to do with him. But they're using a lie to control people. You can't feel sorry for them. And if she was going to insult their women, he was going to turn her back over to him. And he didn't care what they did to her. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Or I told him someone told on me. The guy, you want the agent that told on me? He walks in May 20th, 24, about 3:05, to the Hampton Inn on Broadmoor while I'm getting coffee and admits what he said to him. Some guy was up in Akron. We found the tape of him admitting he let all this happen because somebody said they insulted him. She insulted him and found out she didn't even talk to him. And he let all this happen. You let somebody be drug beat and raped. How much they give you? You're an officer of the law. You're a federal police officer and you're letting a human trafficking victim that's being scammed by the cartel, you fed him back to? Huh? Think about what he did. Everybody go online and report this. It's not funny. I'll tell you what. I know this one lady in town. Her son and his girlfriend got in a fight. He grabs her, won't let her leave. He got 6 years in jail for kidnapping. I know somebody else's son that got into it with her girlfriend. And somehow she got hurt and da-da-da-da. He's in jail. She don't know when he's going to get out. You can't harm somebody else. So why are these people above the law? January 25th, 2019 should be that day. They were talking about some guy in Massillon helping them get away with crimes. They had talked about him several times in 18, 19, and on. What is his problem? He's helping them get away with crimes and they can't do any of this. What is his problem? Helping any of these people. And they can't legally do any of this. You need to find out who he is. Well, I was talking to Josh, and where I went out with that weird Eric for a while. And he used to be a Massillon police officer. He said, you went out with a Massillon police officer. They said, nobody could ever say a word to you. The one guy that was helping him there, he's no longer there, and Dad found out, and he fled the country. So who in Massillon was aiding and abetting human traffickers, which makes you think where I went out to eat with Maddie. Got a friend on the police department. They know about the case that agent opened with you. They knew about the Texas group involved in your case, the Kingsmen, because we all work for the King for Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. He's a fentanyl king. If you look him up. And then, the Florida group showed up. The Gentlemen's Club from Florida, the Henry Mafia group, selling people and breaking their crimes around me, and they have cops everywhere going after them. Okay? Fine, getting all the group. I got a lot of them. Okay. So, who was helping the human traffickers? Because where I was talking to Maddie, there's all these guys in dress shirts around me. They've been following me for a while. Police are getting ready to take care of this and not releasing a lot of information, but they're going to use your case. And then the 35 people tied up in a railroad car, African American people, they were taking and shooting them, throwing their bodies along railroad tracks. There was a retired judge in Texas involved in this human trafficking scam. They went down and pushed him and killed himself. There's another retired judge involved in it. So who was the Massillon contact for the human traffickers that was helping them kill people here? These people were so arrogant. And Massillon Wendy's, they were admitting to grabbing people, taking them to Florida and running experiments on them. They were in Belden saying they have special orders and they needed girls 5'3", 135, blonde, another one wanted one with dark hair, and they were to pick them out and find them. They told people they were drug traders, they were human traffickers. Human traffickers are child molesters and serial killers. That's what they're claiming. We put a nice name on the worst criminals. They're serial killers. They take women and children for sex slaves into being murdered. So who in Massillon was helping the human traffickers? Because it's like Officer Mark over my case. August 22nd of 23. None of this is telling some lady real loud in Cole's parking lot. None of this is funny. He said, did her ex-husband defend her? He said, yeah, we taped him. So did I. Did anybody ever talk to her? He said, no. Then they had to frame her. He said, it's documented and been verified she was framed before. Was it the drug cartel? Yes, we've seen him. So who framed me? Drug cartel. That's who Dave hired. It's a big drug scam. And it's also documented and verified it was a medication error that made her sick before, and another woman was using her insurance. She's like, no, this is funny. He said, I know it's not. That's where it should be, April 24th, 28th of 24. Walmart on the Strip. That's an oh my God. Oh my God. I walk in. Guys on the phone, I listen to the recorder line. That agent does admit that he told on her before, and he did talk to her like that. They better do something about it. Get my client away from her. In the food aisle. Officer in uniform. Karen, we all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel. And there was a drug cartel in your home before. And we all know that guy told on you before. And I want to know how he heard it. See, they've been hacked. The Fentanyl King is U.S. military. Iraqi translator went into the dark web malware. Fentanyl King. That was one of the guys they hired. The people that were selling people here. Thousands died. Okay, so I get my client away from that situation. We get in another aisle and over by the clothing. Now, the Starr County Sheriffs made fun in uniform, made fun of this guy for falling for this in 21, May of 21. So he tells everybody, stay out of this. He's on the phone with somebody. He said, Kurt. He's like, Kurt. He said, they have the agent. None of this is funny. They have that agent admitting to telling on her before. And they also have him admit that he was in it with Dave and stole her money. And they already have these people taped that they made everything up on her before. Okay? Get my client away from that. And then the icing on the cake. Pam Strange, Savannah's mom, and her granddaughter walk right up front. Walmart's taping audio in every aisle. Uncle Dave said he had someone tape her before. Oh, they'll verify it. We go outside, and people working the case bust out laughing. It took her long enough to confess she was in it with Dave with the stocking tapes. Her family was linked back to the following riding, and now she's in it with the stocking tapes with Dave. Her kids better never verify anything on those stocking tapes, because then they were in it with Dave the whole time to cover up murder, because they already got everything that everything was drugged and told to say it before, and photoshopped everything in their stocking tapes. And so that means they were in it with Dave the whole time. And the police better arrest him. People died. They better arrest him. They're going to say they had their mother drugged, beaten, raped, and human trafficked for Savannah. Drugged and framed. And they're going to go along with it. And then when I go to them in front of the police, everybody defends me. And the police taped him, and so did I. Including the ass, defended me because I expected him to. It's a big drug scam from the drug cartel. So, which idiot child of mine is going to defend me to my face? Was in it with Dave at 60 with an 18-year-old rich blonde girl that she had a big drug dealer's baby when she was even younger. And she calls him up and has a drug cartel come down and run a big scam here. Having me drugged, beat, raped by the drug cartel. Drugged up and told to say something. So I'm so stoned out of my mind. And I don't know what I'm saying or doing. And those men are leaving marks, bruises. In fact, and I don't even see them in my home. I don't talk to them. I didn't know they were there. I'm taking a drink out of a Diet Coke. The room going dizzy and black or waking up with injection marks. She thinks that's funny doing that to a human being. Selling my grandkids using the bathroom. Selling kiddie porn. Selling me on porn sites with Dave, or showering and then a sextortion act of photoshopping and washing and showering in the other room. Like the cop said, we always knew that was a shower scene. A washing in the other room to make her look weird. Huh? And you can tell she was drugged when they drugged her and told her to say it before. In their stocking tapes by the cartel in a drug scam. That psycho bitch, they're going to say they were in it with Dave and Savannah the whole time. Where I didn't die for 4 attempts for his 18-year-old girlfriend. And he's 60. And then they're going to have their mom drugged up so she's so stoned and high. Put lace in her drink or stabbing her with a date rape drug. And telling her to say something stupid, and they're going to verify they were part of that shit? Or the photoshopping of a shower scene? They do need to arrest them. Because when I went to them, they defended. And I taped them. And the police taped him to defend me. See, the one unique thing with me, that agent may have been an ass, but he opened a real case. With statements. With a real judge's order. Carrying around the house. Karen's will still open. Please watch me. They've been taping all this. They have all my kids defending me. Dave defending me. These people meant to drugging me and tell me say it before. And it's documented by all my family physicians. I had all the signs of being drugged, beaten, raped. Because I've never seen anybody. Never talked to anybody. Nobody thought a serial rapist. Preying on me. And I had all the signs of it. They're going to say they're that part of this? Then they go to jail for it. It's life in federal. That's the only thing that's going to happen. Like a criminal attorney, the prosecutor's office, and the police out of this area. Dave can't hire Pete or anybody on his own. Nobody had a right your own. And nobody had a right to touch me. And then exploiting me, my family, my grandchildren on porn sites. Him having me human trafficked and raped and beat. Do you realize how sick Savannah is? Because she's a rich, wealthy bitch? Her and her sick family? Harming a human being like this? And you're going to say my kids helped play up my death in the cover-up? Put them in jail. Because I don't believe you. Because then they planned everything out with Dave. They look at Dave like he's God. Danny picked up Dave's wedding ring years ago. The one ring that rules us all. He's not God. He thinks he's God, but he's not. I talked to an officer a couple of months ago, and he said, we all know your ex-husband controls your kids with things, money, and fear. And he controls all of them. I'm going to upload this. I'm tired. Everybody turn this in.